I don't know, do some sort of a charitable activity or something. So I conned my partner in crime, Curtis Martin, and I have issued him a throwdown in efforts to raise some scholarship funds. And so he's agreed to do this. The buy-in on this is $75. I'll throw in 75. He's going to throw in 75, which is the cost of one 3-unit class. I've already talked to George Bedrukas from MJC, and he wants me to get him a flyer, and they can take the foundation can take pledges. I've already talked about it at Rep Council today. Faculty were really excited about that, so we're going to try and see if we can get some other pledges, and then raise some scholarship fund. And we thought we might make this an annual event. Start off kind of small this year and see what happens next year. But the throwdown is I did a throwdown for a Cuban sandwich with Curtis, and I figure you go big or you go home. So anyway, that's my report.
I figured you're going to put on those sumo and try a throwdown there. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, good natured.
Okay, we have the activities and announcements. First up is President Stearns, and that's a junior college.
Thank you, Chair Rojas, members of the board. What you need to know is that Curtis Martin was raised in Cuba, so he may have an advantage on this sandwich competition. So the new student day on Saturday was absolutely fabulous. As you have heard mentioned, there were about 700 high school participants and a great turnout despite lots and lots of rain. And so we are looking forward to the next one on May 21, and lots of excitement around that. And so job well done to the team that planned that. We have a plethora of events as we are coming to the end of the term, and so I will ask you to take a look at our website or at the announcements in the board agenda to make sure that you wouldn't miss any of those that you're interested in. Graduation. The count now is up to 550 students that they are anticipating to participate. Last year was said to be the largest on record at 440. So that's a significant leap from there. And so we're very pleased about Michelle's efforts to get faculty on board, because the students are working hard to get our graduates on board to participate. So looking forward to that event. The last thing that I would like to bring to your attention tonight is that last week, MJC was recognized among the businesses in Stanislaus County who hired 10 or more new employees over the past year. And so not only was it really nice to have that recognition from the Stanislaus Alliance, but also Stanislaus County Office of Education and CSU Stanislaus were also recognized. And so it was really encouraging that the 3 educational entities were all able to expand over the last year, and I just thought that really reflected well on what was happening in Stanislaus County. Thank you.
Thank you. President Fairchild.
Good evening. I want to start out by saying I feel much better than I sound, and I'm no longer contagious, so just want to put that out there. You know, I think that we're coming into the busiest 2 weeks of the year, or at least 2 of the 2 weeks that are really busy, as you've heard. And my report shows you the events for the last week of this semester, and but it's also times of lots of celebration. And one of the things I'm so proud of at Columbia College is that even though we all have a lot of things on our plate, that we've got lots of planning going on, we've got accreditation, the campus still comes together to honor our students, recognize faculty and staff for their achievements. And so that is the way that we're going to start graduation day, is with our picnic, and where we're recognizing lots of achievements of the faculty and staff, and of our district colleagues too. It's where we give our outstanding awards. And then what better way to end the day than by a wonderful graduation ceremony. So that's my report, because I think that's all I can get.
Thank you. I'll move on to the Chancellor's presentation and update.
Thank you, but before I give my updates, I've seen her waiting patiently in the back of the room through all these reports. So I would just like to say that the Classified Employee of the Year award has, the board decided, goes to Lou Martin. So Lou, I would like you to come up to the front. And say a couple words if you'd like, and then we'll do a photo op with the board.
I would like to say I'm honored and thank you very much. And I know the shortest the better. So again, thank you very much. And I'm very honored and thank you.
All the board right here, and you get front and center.
Okay.
And then tomorrow, when you're reading the YCCD connections, you'll get to see your picture. Congratulations, Lou.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's why I unplugged it.
They're gonna go right, yeah.
Did they just throw it in, or did they do anything special with that?
I think it,
I'm not sure. Oh, yeah.
They get each other's email.
Oh, do they?
I should imagine that
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious.
it goes into the
Just in
general
general.
fund or some special fund relative to the risk management
Probably. Okay. I just.
stuff. Relative to.
Okay, ready? One.
Good question. I'll find out.
And we got one more, just make sure I get everybody. All right, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Lou, I would just like to say that, I'd just like to say very much, there's many times that I've heard from numerous people across this district how much you've helped them with the help desk and all that you've done. And I just want to know from experience several times you have helped me, even when I was out of town and couldn't get my laptop going and couldn't get on the VPN and everything. So on behalf of all of us, thank you for your consistent work. Okay, and feel free to come to any board meeting that you want. It just doesn't have to be one where you get an award. You're always welcome. You're welcome. Okay. And I did want to just say a couple things real quickly. First, this year I will be at Columbia College's graduation, and I had somebody say to me, I had a couple different people say to me, you know, I've only noticed you at Modesto every other year. What do you do, stay home on the off years? No, I do not stay home. I go to Columbia on the off years. So, or I go to MJC on the off years, however you put it. But as you guys know, graduation, maybe people don't know, our graduations are on the same day at the same time. So this year is... Yes. So this year is Columbia. So I did want to make that clear. And there's also many events on the same time at the same year at both colleges. So I do try and go back and forth and hit as many of those events as possible. And with that, I have kind of a sore throat too. Angie and I were up at the NorCal, and Jill was too, but for some reason Angie and I got sick up at Yosemite at the NorCal, it was NorCal and SoCal CEO conference this year. But with that, I'll just leave it at that and move on.
You know, in all the years that you've been chancellor, I think that's the shortest comments I've had. Okay.
I usually am not health ridden, but you know, next time I'll make up for it, okay?
And we've already gone through the ASKIP risk management, and we really appreciated that $6,000. Okay, now we come to the consent calendar. I think we have some additions.
We just have a correction, Chair Rojas. On item 5.9, the Student Services Reorganization, and these were previously provided to you in writing as well as the Secretary to record in the minutes, but should be noted in the title, the Reorganization Student Services is for MJC. So this particular package affects MJC only, not Columbia at this time. And then in bullet number 2, talks about a technician position to be eliminated and reclassified. Really, that position is just being reclassified. It's that classification still exists on the books, and there are people in that classification as it exists today. And then finally, over on the second page, item B3, admissions and records specialist lead, the classified range should be range 32, not 33. So those corrections have been provided to Jan and will be reflected in the minutes.
Is there any item on the consent calendar that anyone wants to pull off and discuss separately?
I just have a comment. I want to thank CSEA for stepping up on the reorg and the 5.9 and look forward to working with you on the issue that was brought up tonight.
Hey, Tom, why don't you recognize the retirements? It's on page
Okay, I'll go ahead and,
2.
oops, let me flip back to that, I think.
It's on the white page.
Tom,
Ah, thank you.
you're welcome.
Yes, let's see, whoa. I'm gonna go ahead, we just have a few, I'm gonna read them all. Rafael Anaya, 10.5 years of service. Surrender Balaru, 12.5. Michelle Manlou, 15.5. Cecilia Vera, 16.5. And David Ward for 25 years of service.
A lot of years.
And with that, I'll move we adopt the entire consent calendar.
Moved by Tom, seconded by Don Viss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we go on to. There's a page somewhere. The action item discussion. First one is 6.1 board policy, second reading.
Good evening, board members. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. So we have 12 policies that we are looking at this evening. They are second reads. And I'm open to comments to address anything. I have 2 changes though, so I can start with those. On 2710, conflict of interest, and you were passed out at your seat this document here with a cover page, so I'll read that. The CCLC provided their annual spring update on April 5th, so just a week or so ago. In that legal update number 28, they revised the template language for the board policy. It's noted in red on page 1. And it specifies that employees as well as board members are prohibited from having a financial interest in a contract made by them in their official capacity. And so that is the one recommended change to the board policy. And so you'll see that starting on line 7 of page 1.
Question on that one.
Sure.
So, when we look at what was given to us in the agenda, and which is the second reading.
Yes.
We had, bold, which is new language.
Yes.
And the red, affects some of the new language, but some of the old language. That's correct?
If you look on line 7 in what was provided to you in your agenda, on the first page of the board policy 2710, there is no bold language there. There was no change to that first paragraph. But the recommended changes that I provided to you this evening are in red.
I'm on the procedure, that's my problem, I'm sorry.
Okay. So that is the one recommended change on conflict of interest. And on 2712, which is the conflict of interest code, you were also provided this evening with another document that has a cover page explaining that per the recommendation of the Fair Political Practices Commission, the FPPC, they have recommended that YCCD continue to use the 3 categories presently used in the conflict of interest documents. Not the board policy. The board policy is new, but we do have a conflict of interest document, and aligning them with this new policy and procedure, which is strongly legally advised by the CCLC. The FPPC notes the 3 disclosure categories are a standard among the organizations with which they work. As such, 2 sections are recommended for revision from the first reading last month, and that is the disclosure categories referenced on page 9, beginning on line 35. So where we had 6 categories, we are bringing those to 3 categories. It's removing some repetition, reporting based on anticipation, that sort of thing. And again, that recommendation was made by the Fair Political Practices Commission. And the second change will be to update on page 10, line 42, just to update the categories, category numbers, to reflect the 3 categories rather than the 6. And so those are the changes recommended for your second reading.
Any other questions?
I have a comment on a different policy. Is this
Sure.
the right time, or
Yeah.
are we going by them one at a time, or?
Nope.
Okay. I have a question on the policy political activity, which is 2716.
Okay.
As we learned tonight that these entire board policies are in different queues and that sort of thing, I looked briefly at what currently exists for political activity statements about other groups of employees, and I feel that the board policy proposed here is a little bit more stringent. So I'm just saying, I guess, that if the board is going to be held to this level, which is fine with me, I want all employees to be held to that same level. So that when that goes through, I'll try and remember to bring that up when it finally gets to us, if it doesn't get there ahead of time. But I don't think that we should have different standards of political activities for the board compared to staff. I think that we should have one standard throughout the district. That's my opinion.
I'll make a note and look in the 7,000 section.
As it relates to use of district funds.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
District funds.
Obviously, others have broader,
Well, I don't want funds, supplies, equipment,
district funds.
district
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. They can certainly act as individuals as we do.
Okay, thank you.
So what you're saying, the last sentence, said but not limited to any candidate for election to the governing board. Is that right?
No, I'm just saying that the policy for political activity that refers to the members of the board
Right.
should be, in my opinion, the same restrictions or comments should be in staff regarding use of district facilities, and that, I think it needs to be the same. You need
Oh,
to
I
see the
I
other
see, yeah, I
policies
see.
out there. There should be one
So it's not
standard.
just limited to,
Right, right,
any comments regarding that?
yeah.
All right. Well, that was the second reading.
I think you guys are.
So we don't have to take any other on that. Okay,
Call for a vote.
do you have any other questions for our policymaker?
Okay. I'll move the recommendation to adopt the board policy second reading as with the amendments provided by Connie at this time.
Okay,
I'll second.
second by Linda, and moved by trustee Martini, second by trustee Flores. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Classified Employee Week. The action here for discussion is the recommendation that the Board of Trustees adopt Resolution 1516.04, and thanks to the YCCD classified staff for their commitment and contribution to the district. I think it would be proper that if we read the resolution, and if you have it handy there, Trustee DiMartini, why don't you read it for the board?
Okay, I have it handy. And it says, the third full week of May, May 15 through May 21, has been designated as Classified School Employee Week in California by the California School Employees Association and the California State Legislature. To recognize the event locally, CSEA's Yosemite Community College District, Chapter 420, requests that you adopt the following resolution, and this is what we'll be voting on. Whereas classified school employees provide valuable services to the colleges and students of the Yosemite Community College District, and whereas classified school employees contribute to the establishment and promotion of a positive instructional environment, and whereas classified school employees serve a vital role in providing for the welfare and safety of Yosemite Community College District students, and whereas classified school employees employed by the Yosemite Community College District strive for excellence in all areas relative to the educational community, therefore, be it resolved that the Yosemite Community College District hereby recognizes and wishes to honor the contribution of the classified school employees to quality education in the state of California and in the Yosemite Community College District, and declares the week of May 15 through 21, 2016 as Classified School Employee Week in the Yosemite Community College District.
Thank you. Now we'll move.
I'll move that we adopt this resolution.
Trustee DiMartini moves.
Second.
Second by Trustee Martin. Let's have a show of hands. All in favor signify by raising their right or left hand. Thank you. Motion carried by unanimous decision. Thank you. Okay, now we have the Citizens Bond Oversight Committee membership. We have a person up for election. And it says that the recommendation that the Board of Trustees appoint the following individual to serve on the YCCD Citizens Bond Oversight Committee for a 2-year term. Christy Gentry, from Columbia College student, first term. Any questions, or is the young lady here, Krista, here?
Krista could not be here tonight.
Okay. So we'll entertain a motion for the appointment.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the recommendation.
Second.
Been moved and seconded by Trustee Viss, seconded by Trustee Hallinan, that we appoint Krista Gentry to the Oversight Bond Committee. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, we've had the PARS pension rate presentation made already. We go now to the bid protest on item 16/1744 is the action is for discussion. Do we the Board of Trustees acts on a bid protest by George Reed Incorporated and award the contract for the MJC West Campus Easterly Road Project, Area 5 and 6. Invitation to bid 16/1744. We want to move to approve, or we want to have a discussion?
Have some explanation.
Chair
there.
Rojas, staff recommends to reject the bid protest by George Reed and award the bid to the low bidder, CVA.
I'll move it.
Okay, moved by Trustee Viss to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Trustee Flores.
I think for the
Comment?
record, we should just note, it's based on basically a clerical error.
Right, that's true. Thank you, Tom. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I have a question.
Comment? Go ahead.
I'm confused. By voting yes, we're,
Awarding the contract.
we're
Rejecting the bid
rejecting.
I'm sorry, we're rejecting the.
Yes is rejecting the bid.
We're rejecting the protest and approving
Protest.
the bid to the low
Okay,
bidder.
I just wasn't
Yeah.
clear. I'm sorry.
That's
So start again, Abe, please.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Board comments. Start with Aaron.
Okay, let me pull out the notes really quick. Okay, so this month I attended ASCC meeting. Their last one is going to be this Monday. I also attended an ASMJC legislation meeting and talked about the statewide organization's current state and some things going on there. I also attended policies and procedures. I met with Joan following a week after district council because I wasn't able to attend district council because I was going to the legislative meeting for ASMJC. This morning I reported out for Klaus to the Chamber of Commerce in Sonora on some stuff Columbia's doing. And I also attended the Sunrise Rotary Charity Celebrity Dinner event. I was invited by ASCC to attend, so I attended that and I thought it went really well. They raised approximately $25,000 toward the Hayward fire engine that they got. So, yeah.
Thank you, Aaron.
Any questions?
Trustee Riley?
I attended the CSEA reception that honored Debbie Partridge. State and regional CSEA officers were there and presented Debbie with the Outstanding State CSEA Member of the Year. So congratulations again, Debbie. I met with Chair Rojas in preparing for the process of interviews for the search consultants for the position of YCCD Chancellor. I attended the MJC Performing Arts presentation of the play Elephant Man, and it was just outstanding. I really enjoyed seeing that. I attended, I think it was the 40th Columbia Foundation wine tasting event at Columbia State Park, and was part of the special board meeting that interviewed and selected a search consultant to help us in hiring the next chancellor for YCCD.
Thank you.
I was able to attend the Hispanic Education Conference, and I want to thank Dr. Stearns for being there to welcome the students. I attended a study session held on March 23rd. I also was able to attend the FFA Field Day Awards ceremony. I also attended the Latina Leadership Network Conference, which was also held on the same evening that we did have our special recognition dinner, so couldn't make all the events that evening. But it was a wonderful opportunity for our employees, our LLN employees, to provide leadership and direction to students. And we had excellent speakers, and I want to thank Dr. Todd for being there also to make a presentation. And I've also left a little ink pen there for you that was just a little momentum from that opportunity. I also attended the special meeting that we held to select our search committee organization.
I attended the fundraiser dinner for the Columbia College Fire Academy also, which was a great steak dinner. I attended the special board meeting that we had on Monday and the special study session we had to interview the 3 search consultants. Met with the Columbia College president and attended the wonderful staff recognition dinner last Friday night, which was a terrific event.
Trustee Vitz?
I attended the Finance Subcommittee meeting where we interrogated the ladies relative to our investment. They survived.
They survived.
I attended the award ceremony for the FFA, handing out awards on Saturday afternoon. Very impressive. They had about 1,500 kids in the gym, all with their blue jackets and neckties and well-behaved, and the whole ceremony lasted about 45 minutes. Terrific organization. I was impressed. I'm impressed with high school ag teachers. They had students there from Susanville down to Bakersfield. Can you imagine
Santa
driving
Maria.
from Susanville to Modesto with a van full of adolescents? Driving back again? Susanville's hardly in the United States. And I attended the meeting with the search firm. I think we were successful there.
Thank you, Trustee Lewis.
Let's see, I attended both our special meetings, and we have the one more Monday. Then do we have anything after that while I'm thinking about it?
Congratulations.
Right, well, yeah. Oh,
You voted
yeah.
yes, so it's okay.
I was sorry to have missed the awards dinner Friday night. The meeting that I was supposed to go to got canceled at 4:40, but unfortunately, as you probably read, I was still talking to the press up until the time about you got your salads. So I do look forward to making graduation in 2.5 weeks, I guess it is. And I had a special treat. I was here doing some administrative stuff, and Joan said, "Hey, come into the boardroom." On my way out, and I got to speak with the leadership class, some of who are here tonight, and that was very fun. We had a good time. I learned a lot, probably more than they did just from that discussion, but it really was nice to see how that's come together and really implementing our Grow Your Own philosophy.
Very good. Ann?
I attended the 2 special board meetings / study sessions, whatever you'd like to call them. I went to the monthly Great Valley Museum meeting, and the staff recognition dinner was beautiful. Just really nice decorations and well done. We got lots of awards, but in efficient timeline, so that was great.
Well, I too, like Linda, attended the Hispanic Conference, and I was really proud because the main speaker was a 2008 graduate of Sherlock High School, and he is now a multi-million-dollar consultant. So that was kind of nice to say there's a future. And then I attended a couple special board meetings, also the PARS pension rate presentation. As I said, met with Trustee Riley twice. I too attended the FFA Ag Awards. It was really great to see all those kids. But you could tell the ones that came from quite a distance because they were the first ones out of there. So, so you're right, Don. And I too went and saw the Elephant Man production. I went Sunday when they said it was refined to perfection on Sunday. So if it was that good on Sunday, it was probably just as well on the other days. But the young man that had the lead was outstanding. And
He was.
it was, the whole cast was good, but he really stood out. I also attended the staff recognition dinner and the special meeting with the consultant. Okay, with that, the next regular meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held on Wednesday, May 11th, 2016. Closed session will begin at 3:30 and open session at 5:30 p.m. in the Yosemite Community College District Boardroom. The meeting of, this ends the meeting of April 13th. Do I have to announce the, that's special. So with that, meeting adjourned. Everybody go home.
Good idea.